Hey everybody. It's been probably over a year, I think, since my last video that I made. Been kind of going through some stuff, so I really didn't record a whole lot, and I actually didn't play. I hadn't played the guitar in over a year, but the past 3 months, I've really been setting aside time to start picking it up again, and I'm actually starting to get a little bit better as I'm, practicing. Let's say 30 minutes a day, which is something that I wasn't doing before. That being said, I kind of wanted to walk you guys through uh, actually two new guitars that I just got, and then the other two that I've already had. This one that I've been modding year and a half now, I think it's been going on. Uh, this is the Fender Players Strat. I actually have a video on it. About 2 years ago when I bought it. It originally had the black pick guard, all chrome, everything on there. But I really like the way that Fender does the blue and gold. So I actually, over the past year, I've been trying to get parts for it to change all that to gold. So these are actually Fender name brand tuners. This isn't, some random off the wall tuners that are gold. These are Fender gold tuners. I got a Wilkinson VS 52 or 502. I'm not exactly sure what the name on that. It is a Wilkinson bridge. I got this from Guitar Fetish for the Mexican Strat. Not for the player Strat specifically, but they do sell 2-point bridges for replacing for your Mexican Strat versus the American Strat. I think that it has I don't know, different spacing on the studs or something. So I changed that, threw in the gold knobs, changed out the little plate here. Man, this bridge is actually nice and smooth, man. It holds tune. I really got no problems with it. It sits level with the body. It is a floating bridge. It's not like the regular Fender bridge where I have to sit up, sit down. This one sits level with the body, and I'm actually very, very pleased with that. The only other thing that I'm probably going to end up doing to this one is changing out the pickup on that because I don't like the bridge pickup. I do play a lot of 80s music, and sometimes that bridge pickup just doesn't have the punch I'm looking for. The neck and middle, those are fantastic. Love them. This is my Jackson SDX Adrian Smith model. Um, this is only the second signature guitar that I've owned. My first one was a Kirk Hammett KH25, which was the 25th anniversary Kirk Hammett edition. Had the caution hot sticker on there. It was all black. It was an LTD guitar. That one had a Floyd Rose special on it, and I just wasn't too impressed. That one. I wasn't too big on signature models anyway, but, I bought it because it was like $250 on Guitar Center on the website. It shipped in from like Texas. When it was all said and done, it was like $280. So it wasn't, too high priced. So that's the reason I got it, and I wanted something, with a floating trim on it. So I had a lot of issues with that one. When I got it, it just, the pickups, they just didn't sound good. The Floyd had a little bit of trouble staying in tune, and then it was having this issue where when I was using the whammy bar and I was pulling down on it, it would come to a certain point and stop. And it was getting caught on one of the screws. So it would come to a certain point and stop, and if I pulled it down too far, it would like yank and make this popping noise that would get picked up on the pickups, and you'd hear it through the amp because it was just so loud. Like I could feel it in the guitar. The whole wood would vibrate. So that kind of turned me off of you know, signature models and Floyd Rose special bridges. This one, I've always wanted a hot rodded Strat. I've had my eye on the Adrian Smith signature for 3 4 years now. One of the things that attracted me to it was this huge Jackson logo. I love that. That is just, that's hot. But when I found this one on Craigslist, the guy was asking 400. I ended up getting it for 350. It is a he already did modifications on it. It's a 22 fret, you know, neck on here. Extra jumbo frets, I believe. These are pretty tall. He put Wilkinson tuners on this one because the Jackson ones they're just not too good. He also put this little Allen wrench dealie back here, which is super convenient because I lose my Allen wrenches all the fucking time for this thing. But this one also has a Floyd Rose special, which, you know, he ended up changing out the block in this one. He put Floyd Rose noiseless springs in here. And then what I did is there's actually a little L bracket right here. You probably can't see there. I painted it black to kind of match the whole cavity. But I got that wedged up against the bridge, so you can't pull up on the bridge. You can only pull down on it. And the only issue I had with this guitar was tuning stability. Sometimes when I used the whammy, it would drop. You know, it would make the notes, the G and the B particularly, just a little bit sharp. It was noticeable whenever you go to play chords. So I put that in there. I've had it in there for a few days, that little bracket, and haven't really had any issues with tuning stability since, really. The guy also put aftermarket pickups in here. I'm not sure what is in the neck and the middle. I asked him and he couldn't really give me a whole lot. They look like hot rails, so I'm gonna guess there's some type of generic hot rails. He replaced the bridge pickup with Seymour Duncan. I'm not exactly sure which Seymour Duncan. I asked him, but he couldn't give me a definite answer. It does sound great though. Running it through my little, you know, Marshall, you know, 8050 I got. It gets, you know, playing some maiden tones. It gets a really good tone in there. I'm very pleased with that. If I could find the same one, but in zebra for that one, that's absolutely what I'm going to do because the sound is actually, it's really good. I'm not a fan of these. I'm going to probably end up swapping out the neck in the middle. Maybe with Wilkinson hot rails, but I also really do like the Fender pickups in there. The neck in the middle and that Fender are just, they're really warm and they get a really amazing tone. And I believe the guy went through and replaced the pots, the switch, and I'm assuming the wiring he would have had to on this one. But other than that, I mean, it's a hot rodded Strat. I mean, I don't know what else to say, man, but it's fantastic to play. It's fun to play. It feels great. You know, the compound radius neck, which you know, I'm used to Fender necks, and they're just a little bit fatter, but nothing crazy fat. This is a little bit more faster playing, but it's very comfortable. No complaints on this one. The Jackson I have back there, that one's faster playing, and I feel like it's got a thinner neck. This one's, you know, nice and comfortable for chords, but still thin enough to where you can get, you know, scaly stuff going on. But other than that, I think, you know, this is one of my favorite guitars. You know, I got it, and got it probably about a week ago, and I have not been able to put it down since. Super fun to play. Another reason why I want to practice, because, you know, I'm finding the guitar, you know, more and more fun to play as I'm unlocking more and more, I guess, chord progressions and you know, scales going on. But yeah, that's it for this one. This one is one that I actually got when I was on vacation in Mexico. I was in Chihuahua, Mexico. Uh, my girlfriend's brother took us to this little strip mall deal out there, and we're walking around. He took me to this guitar spot, and there was a bunch of stuff that I didn't recognize, a bunch of names that I've never seen before, a bunch of guitars that didn't look too awesome, but they did have a few gems in there, this being one of them. I got it, let's say about 3 months ago, and this one actually is very fun to play as well. I don't know, something about the Jackson necks, man, they're extremely fun. This is a JS32T Rhodes model. It had Jackson uh, name brand in-house pickups that I ended up changing out. They just sounded too muddy to me. Anytime I tried to put gain behind them or anything, there was no clarity that I could really discern from that. So I actually changed these out to EMGs. These are active humbuckers. It's an EMG 81, 85. I had these just kind of laying around. Did a bunch of research. I actually found a guy on who has a YouTube video that had the same exact model and the same color that he put EMGs in, and I kind of just followed his step-by-step instructions on how to do it, and sounds great. Love playing this one. I actually, other than the humbuckers that I changed in here, the only other thing that I've changed in this guitar is the tuners in the back. I had a set of Goto tuners, and I didn't like the Jackson name brand ones. Same thing with that other Jackson that I had, the SDX. The guy, the Jackson tuners, they're not very good. So you end up replacing those pretty quickly. But other than that, I love this guitar. I got no complaints with it. It is on the, let's say, cheaper side. It's a budget guitar. I got it for about $400 out there in Mexico. But like even now, you can look up YouTube videos on them, and people say the same thing. They're kind of budget guitars, but they plays really well. It sounds great once I change the pickups in there. Zero complaints with this one. And then this one, it's actually missing pieces. I had to rob a few pieces, like the input jack and stuff, to put in that Jackson to set the EMG 8185s in there. This one I've had forever. I did a kill switch and gauge video that I did a cover with this one in. Not really too many mods on this, other than when I originally got the guitar. When I originally got the guitar, it was all black and cream. I took light grit sandpaper and ended up shaving off the neck, all the black gloss, because I don't like gloss necks. They stick on my hands whenever I'm trying to slide up and down them. Same thing with the top. I've always had black guitars, and I just thought it was a little bit too plain, so I ended up sanding this all down, and that's why it's kind of a satin finish. It is missing knobs. I have to order a EMG wiring harness just to replace the pots, and that input jack on there in this guitar is good to go. This was my first really good sounding guitar, honestly. Before I changed out the pickups, which I did swap these out, these are the Zakk Wylde signature EMG 8185s, and they're monsters. They make this thing just sound amazing. I love it. It's got chunk, something about that. But it had a Gibson 57, I think, in the bridge, and then a regular Epiphone, in-house stock pickup, whatever they put in the standards, in the neck. And it actually sounded really good. I kind of regret taking this one apart, because I do want a Les Paul with the passive setup in there. But the actives in this one sound killer. And that's really the only mod that I've done to this guitar, is those pickups. Everything else, stock Grover tuners. Everything else on here is stock from when I got it, including the 3-way toggle switch. And yeah, yep, that's pretty much it. Well, I just wanted to show these off. That one right now is pretty much done. That was my most recent mod, other than, you know, the EMG 8185s and the Jackson. But I think that's it for show and tell. I will be uploading more videos here soon, and I'll probably be going through each one of these guitars for different songs, because I don't want to be set on playing just one guitar. You know, all of these actually play really well, and they sound great. You know, really no real bad reviews on any of these. But that's it, and I guess I will see you guys in the next video.